In this lesson, I'd like to show you how to create a forming tool from scratch. We'll apply that forming tool to this sheet metal part when we're done, and we're going to have to use the sheet metal forming tool library along the way. So let's get started. The first step is to create a brand new part. Just use one of your Infinite Skills part templates. And now on the front plane, open a new sketch. This forming tool is going to be a tab, and I'm going to start with a center line that starts at the origin and goes straight up. From here, I'll draw a straight line right next to the origin, and then I'm going to use the center point arc to sketch an arc where the center is at the end of the center line, and I want to make the other end point at the end of the straight line, and then drag around until you get the stop at the top of the circle. Now press Escape to get out of the sketch tool and drag a box to select all of the sketch items. This selects the straight line, the arc, and the center line. With the center line selected, click on the Mirror Entities button. And now we need to close the shape up with a straight line. And again, Escape to turn off the sketch tool. I'm going to select the straight line and the origin to apply a midpoint relationship. So now my bottom line should be black. Let's add some dimensions now. And this bottom dimension should be 1/4 inch. This dimension on the side, 0.2. And the dimension from the origin to the center is 0.5. I'd like to also add some sketch fillets while I'm here. So let's pick up the sketch fillet tool from the sketch toolbar, set it to 0.1 inch, and then click on the 2 sharp corners in the sketch. From here, I need to exit out of the sketch fillet command with the green check and use the extrude to extrude this shape 0.1 inch. Let's put a little fillet on here as well. On this edge, make that a 0.1 radius fillet. We want to make another adjustment to the shape, a little divot on the top of this to indicate that you might push on it with your finger. So what I'll do from here is look at this from the right view. And again, once you click on the right plane, you can hit Control-8 on the keyboard, and SOLIDWORKS will reorient the view normal to that plane. Let's turn on the temporary axes. We can see that here. Let's draw a short line right over the top of that and make it end at the top surface of the part, and another line that goes right along the surface. I see I've missed this somewhat, so let's make that relationship. Click on the point, Control click on this edge, use the pop-up to make coincident. Now from here, I'm going to create a 3-point arc. Start from here, click there, and then push the radius. Now I'm going to press Escape to get out of the arc tool because I want to create a manual sketch relationship here. The sketch relationship I want to create is between the center point and this line. So I click on the center point first, Control click on the line, and then make a coincident relationship. Let's add some dimensions again. This dimension is going to be 0.025. This dimension, 0.18. And then press Escape again, click on the short line in the middle, and then select the Revolved Cut feature. And just say OK. Now when you look at this, we've got a little divot that might make this more comfortable to press with your finger. Let's go ahead and turn off those temporary axes. They get in the way a little bit when you're not using them, so let's just get rid of that. And now we need to turn this into a sheet metal forming tool. One of the things that I'm noticing is that when you create a sheet metal forming tool, you'd never have a piece of metal just come perpendicular right off of the main face of the part. So we need to add a fillet in here, but we don't have any material. So this is how we're going to approach that. We're going to reuse this sketch that we've already used for the boss extrude. Let's click on this sketch so you can see it here in the preview. The extrude that I need to make is slightly longer than this sketch already is. So let's make some changes to it. One thing I can do is start a sketch on the back side of the part. Just click the face and the sketch icon. From here, I'll click on the sketch in the Feature Manager, and then click on the Convert Entities button, which copies that sketch into the current sketch. Now notice everything is fully defined here, and it's all black, so I cannot move it at all. But what I'm going to do is take this bottom line, and notice that a sketch relation pops up on that. This is the on edge sketch relation. I'm just going to click on the symbol and then press delete on the keyboard. Even though that line is still black and the sketch says it's still fully defined, I know I've deleted the relationship and I can move that line. From there, the sketch turns blue. And now I can put another dimension in. Let's make this 0.1 inch and extrude this down by some amount. It doesn't matter how much. From here, now I've got material. I can add my fillet. So let's click on this edge, make that 0.05, and now I've got the fillet in here that I need. But now I have too much material. The material needs to stop at the front plane. So let's use another tool that we haven't seen before, and this will be Insert, Cut with Surface. And the surface in this case is going to be the front plane. The short arrow is indicating the material that's going to be cut away. So let's click OK to accept that. And now we've got this small fillet, which is going to make all the difference in the world in terms of the believability of this feature. It just makes it look a lot more realistic. There are other ways to have done this. Other ways that are probably more simple, but this is one method I chose to demonstrate in this case. A simpler method you might have used is just to have sketched this shape of the fillet and a small line on the bottom and then another vertical line and extruded this all in a single feature. But let's go ahead now with creating this as a forming tool for a sheet metal part. To do that, we go to the Insert menu, Sheet Metal, Forming Tool. SOLIDWORKS needs a stopping face. So this stopping face is going to represent the surface of the sheet metal part. And the surface of the sheet metal part is going to be right here. Faces to remove is a special selection that you won't have on every forming tool. But if you ever want to actually make a cut with a forming tool, then that's what the faces to remove selection box is for. All of these faces around the thickness of this forming tool are going to be removed. One easy way to do this is just to right-click on one of the faces and say Select Tangency. That picks the faces all the way around because they're all connected with fillets. So let's press on the green check now to accept that. And SOLIDWORKS has automatically color-coded the faces. We get a teal color for the stopping face, red color for faces to remove, and yellow for the faces that are going to be raised up off of the sheet metal part. Our next step is to save this into a forming tool library. So I'll go to File, Save As, and I'll save it to the library folder that I've already established on my D drive, Library, Features, Parts, and Assemblies, Forming Tools. This is something that you have already established in your Tools Options settings in the File Locations area for forming tools. Here I already have one Infinite Skills forming tool, so I'll just name this one number 2. And now we'll flip back to our sheet metal part and actually apply this forming tool to the part. I'll flip back to the part using Control-Tab keyboard combination. And your forming tool library is going to show up in the design library area. This is with a stack of books. And just to show you how I browse to this location, you might have any one of a number of default areas set up by SOLIDWORKS in your library area. But wherever you have saved this particular forming tool, let's browse to that location. So I had it in Features, Parts, and Assemblies, under Forming Tools. And I've got my Infinite Skills Forming Tool 2.solid part. This is the one I'm looking for. I'm just going to drag this from the window right onto the part. This is a little embarrassing. We get an error message instead of a forming tool on the part. Are you trying to make a derived part? Well, no, we're not trying to make a derived part. We're trying to apply a forming tool. So what has happened here is that you have to have, let's just close out of the forming tool part that it opens up. You have to have your forming tool library declared as a forming tool library. In order to do this, it's very simple. Let's go back to the design library and find the forming tool folder in the upper pane of the design library window. Right-click on the forming tool folder and then just tell SOLIDWORKS that this is a forming tools folder. SOLIDWORKS is just letting you know that you've chosen to mark this as a forming tools folder. Do you also want to mark subfolders? So we'll just say yes on that. Now let's try this again. Grab the Infinite Skills forming tool and drag it onto your part. Notice you're getting a preview immediately. There are a couple of things that you can do because you can see how this is being oriented on the part. You can hit Tab on the keyboard, which switches sides of the sheet metal. So in this case, it's on the inside of the sheet metal, and on this case, it's on the outside. You can just switch back and forth. You can also use the arrow keys on the keyboard to reorient it. And when you get it in the position and orientation where you want it, just drop the mouse button. Now you can use the flip tool option in the forming tool feature property manager in the same way that you use tab while you were pre-placing this. You could also use the position tab to specifically locate this with dimensions, sketch relations, and so on. When you're satisfied with the position of the feature, just click on the green check. Now let's take a look and see what SOLIDWORKS has done for us here. Here's the little fillet that we talked about before. Now, if you imagine that we hadn't put that there, this would have just been a sharp edge. And a sharp edge on a sheet metal part is going to look pretty unrealistic. Let's take a look at the inside. Let's see what's going on in here. Because we have a fillet on the outside, there's also a fillet on the inside. A sharp corner here is going to look extremely unrealistic. So I think that the fillets just really help it look more like a real sheet metal feature. Notice that we've got a gap around where all the red faces were. And notice that our little thumb indentation here has come through the process as well. So that's how to make a forming tool feature in SOLIDWORKS from scratch. And if you're just setting this up for the first time, don't forget to mark your forming tool folder as a forming tool folder in the design library. Best of luck, and we'll see you in the next lesson.